Hello everyone and welcome back to my Bold and Beautiful 29 YouTube channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Nick feuds with Ridge. There will also be Brooke, who continues to embarrass herself by soliciting Ridge to reunite with her. Daphne will return. We know that when Carter proposed to Hope, Daphne was agonized and left Los Angeles. Steffi called her friend, trying to convert her to come back. Daphne refused and said she was staying in Paris. It seems that Daphne has a change of heart. Anticipate to see the nose and hereafter's occasion. When Daphne returns, she'll surprise Carter. Now, why is Daphne really back? Steffi wanted her to return because she's the face behind the incense line. Steffi and Carter both agreed that they really demanded her back. Indeed, though, it made Hope nervous and insecure. When Carter and Daphne face each other again, what will be? We love their couples, but all this soliciting is really disturbing for Brooke. Especially considering she's a career professional and grandmother. Ridge has formerly moved on with Taylor, so get a grip, lady, and be happy you dodged a pellet with the Waffle King. After hearkening to Brooke's soliciting, Ridge does take action. Not with Brooke, but Ridge faces off with Nick. The developer will blast Nick for making moves on Brooke. While Ridge will contend he just wants Brooke to be safe, Nick might reason it's covetousness. As the two men dispute, effects could get hot. There's also the situation with Lee. Lee told Sheila she formerly handled Luna honorary service. That's veritably analogous to what Lee told Steffi after Finn failed. So, let's see if Luna is really alive, and if Lee can really fix the broken youthful woman. Eric is getting to that age where it's respectable for him to intrude in his family's particular lives and in matters of the heart. The Forrester Creations primogenitor will try to play matchmaker this summer, and his unborn son-in-law isn't going to be happy about it. All hell will break loose, and there could be a serious accident. Eric Forrester pushed for Brooke and Ridge to both go on the Forrester Creations trip. Indeed, though, it was egregious his fiancée Taylor wasn't happy about it. Eric has always been a huge ground. When it comes to matter of the heart where Ridge is concerned, Eric has always pushed him to be with Brooke Logan and claimed they were soulmates. Eric believes that if he can't be with Brooke, also his son Ridge should be. Anyhow, it's clear that Eric is hoping sparks will fly between the spouses while they're on the trip together. Taylor isn't happy about her soon-to-be husband traveling to romantic Italy with his partner, and there's a good chance she could pop up in Italy to do a little espionage. Eric's plan to reunite Bridge will work. Bridget could have a hijacking extremity in her future. Could Grace make a panicked attempt to silence her fiddle? Exposure? Grace can tell that Bridget is getting suspicious, so she's really upset about her co-worker figuring out how she duped Liam, Bill, and those closest to them. Everyone has been celebrating Liam's excrescence cure, but Grace supposedly prevaricated about Liam having an inoperable brain mass. It looks like Grace faked the reviews before coming up with this pretend experimental procedure to get Bill's $1 million. Finn will dig for answers in the coming occurrences, but what about Bridget? There must be a reason why the show has both croakers involved in this plot. We all know they wouldn't be suitable to repel having Finn play the idol, so he'll presumably expose Grace's fiddle. In the end, Finn will probably be the one to give Liam, Bill, and Steffi updates on the excrescence fake-actual news. Grace could still play a vital part in what comes next. What if Bridget does a little exploration of her own and figures out the fiddle first? Still, effects could snappily take a dangerous turn if Bridget confronts Grace over the dummy excrescence and bogus procedure. Grace is starting to come deranged due to all the pressure she's under since she's putatively had someone hanging her over debts. We've seen Grace virtually hyperventilating in her office, so she's on a downcast curl. That could lead to Grace making a bold move to silence Bridget. We could clearly imagine Grace hijacking Bridget to keep her quiet, at least until she can figure out her coming move. Grace might simply knock Bridget out and bolt. Maybe Grace could just try to get out of city before the Bobbies come knocking at her door. By the time Finn figures out the fiddle, Bridget may formally be Grace's victim. Bridget's a hostage or just gets attacked, Grace could go off the rails and put her in a dangerous situation. Grace tries to avoid answering questions. Ivy can't stop allowing about Liam. Beth and Kelly reunite with their pater. Bill announces that Liam's excrescence is gone. Steffi is thrilled. Liam is in total unbelief. Hope wants the children to come. Finn tells Bill that most cases do end this way. Bill says it's a phenomenon. The croaker looks doubtful. Bill makes a speech by his son's bedside, declaring he'd do anything for him. Bill also admits that he could no way forgive himself if commodity happened to him, Steffi, or the girls. The nurse has brought Kelly and Beth. They're brought upstairs. They know he was in the sanitarium, but don't know the reason. Liam bonds with Kelly and Beth. Bill says to himself that this was the stylish $1 million he's ever spent. At Forrester Creations, Taylor, Ridge, and Brooke are still talking about Italy. Katie and will arrive with good news. Katie and will explain Liam's phenomenon. Will confesses his father has made some bad opinions lately. After Ridge smothers a bit, Will reminds everyone that saving Liam's life was a good thing. Will is glad his family is immortal, but Taylor has questions. She does say she'll call the sanitarium for further information. Electra addresses about her pieces, but Ivy is detracted. Ivy tells Electra the story about how Liam was there during her darkest time. Ivy thinks Liam is enough special. Ivy prodigies if she could have had another chance with Liam. Now she has to figure out how to say farewell ever. The brain excrescence has put effects in perspective for Ivy. Grace is reading a textbook communication when Bridget charges in. Bridget fires off some questions, but Grace doesn't have time for this. Bridget leaves and Grace takes a call. She was just about to communicate them. The $1 million has been deposited. Grace thinks back to telling everyone about the excrescence. Grace has everyone wondering what she's up to. She stole attention from Liam for all the wrong reasons. She had a cure for Liam's excrescence after claiming it was inoperable. Grace is acting shifty for someone who's concerned about Liam's health. She's been involved with his treatment since the morning. Grace was the bone. Who discovered excrescence in his brain? She claimed that it was inoperable and untreatable. She made it feel like Liam was dying. But also, all of unforeseen, she was hiding this secret treatment in the reverse of her fund. Grace informed Liam and Bill that this experimental procedure could remove the mass from his brain. They didn't question anything. In fact, they were both hopeless to try anything. Bill didn't watch what the price label was. To him, saving his son's life was priceless. Still, it seems like Grace is giving Bill a run for his plutocrat, which could shoot her on the run. Bridget pressed Grace about the procedure that was against sanitarium protocol. Grace dodged the questions like she was in a dodgeball event. She was at Santa Anita when she texted Bill about Liam's checkup. This has us wondering if she'll be headed back into hiding again. Liam was given an alternate chance. He passed an experimental procedure, which went veritably well, perhaps too well. Grace texted Bill about Liam's rearmost fiddle. She revealed that the mass was 100 gone, which surprised everyone, including Liam himself. Finn had questions. He wanted to know if there were protocols and paperwork involved, but it was nothing other than a quickie agreement and a inked contract. Indeed, the surgery's pitfalls weren't participated with Bill or Liam. Also, Bill wired the $1 million to Grace, which she demanded write down. Finn isn't the only one with questions. Bridget pressed Grace for questions about this procedure, which went against sanitarium protocol. She doesn't understand how this was possible since the mass was inoperable. Ivy daydreamed about Liam back at the office. She wished she had given him another chance. Ivy commended in her bastard, Electra, about their brief love. Electra was surprised to learn they participated a connection. She assumed it was just a silly crush. But Ivy looked like she was stung by the love bug. Does she lament that she didn't stay with Liam? Does this mean that he has a chance? Grace is over to commodity. She reused the $1 million to someone differently. It looks like she demanded the plutocrat to pay someone off. But who could that be? Could it be her ex-husband, Reese? Or is there some other shady haggling going on? Grace recalled the moment she entered the finances. She ended up having a fear attack over it. Does this mean that Liam is cured after all? Will Finn and Bridget get to the bottom of this riddle girding Liam's treatment?